She had Aegis 2 times, and also you were playing into Leshrac, so those illusions are gonna melt. Like, if OG wanted to win this game, considering the matchup for their carry, I think they needed to play more for like a 35, 40-minute game, but it never came to that. Like, Navi just, I wouldn't say stomped the lanes, the mid was pretty even, but they had enough tower damage, and you can see like OG with the Treant trying to stall the game, not that effective against the Leshrac once again.
Yeah, especially when they had that Slardar-Lina dual lane that was able to get, a very fast blink dagger on general, run around the map, find pickoffs non-stop. They do allow OG do allow Na'Vi to kind of have that opening again. Lina's there first picked, but Na'Vi steal the PA away from the Magnus combo.
And this is something that teams tend to do, where Magnus PA just feels very hard to play into because she skips the Battle Fury, gets the damage item straight away, like Mask of Madness, attack speed, the farming tool, and then you get to the Desolator, which opens up the Roche. So OG, they go with the Phoenix, 2 heroes that are extremely powerful in the team fight. Like Navi, look at their team fight. If we're just talking with 2 heroes, it doesn't seem that great so far, but it's not all about that. And OG, they usually run Phoenix as a position 5 lately. There are a couple of games where like you get kind of the same thing from position 5, but it's a bit more greedy. And I've seen No-Tail loves to get Eon Disc on the hero. So kind of like that, where you still have way of using a supernova. You don't care too much about getting bursted because of that. There's one good egg hitter in this game, that's Lina, and the most likely is just going to be position 4, so you already have that covered.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of like Holy Locket into Eon Disc from No-Tail's Phoenix, and they could give it to Seb. They've done it a handful of times, but very likely the POS 5, and still comfortable, like you say, picking it into Lina, that long-range artillery. I've also got that Magnus. Likely for Seb, as we usually see him grab that up, going to be able to accelerate one of these safe lane carries, and there's still plenty of options for ILTW. There's the Troll, there's the Juggernaut, the heroes that potentially could be buying MKB reasonably early against the PA as well.
And there goes the Troll that you mentioned. Like, you can't really ban out all the heroes, but Faceless Void and Troll are kind of natural MKB carriers. They want to get that item as their like 3rd item possibly, and it feels good to have it.
So then for Na'Vi, you're saying we don't really see much team fight, that AoE 5v5, the ability to get that zonal control on the map, holding your high grounds, taking control of enemy triangles, stuff like that. Tidehunter kind of comes to mind when I see what they have so far, that big beefy boy who can build auras. He could ravage, get into that battle and give a bit of safety to PA. Maybe something for General to consider there.
I feel like Mars could be more contested because of like Phoenix, the team fight against the Mag. Who else is there?
Bat Rider. We talked about it in game 1.
Yeah, I mean that's his hero.
Banned out straight off the bat. And now we start to wonder, of course, second phase of the draft, Thompson and his E-Blade. Mirana game 1, of course, didn't look particularly good. Had a few little fun outplays where he was dancing around with his leaps, but it wasn't game-defining by any means. With team fight like this, though, so far, could be looking at like a Snapfire for him in the mid lane.
Could be anything. Like, it's so hard to predict what Dobson is going to play. At least it's much easier to predict what kind of item build he's going to go for these days, because it's just E-Blade. Doesn't matter what hero he's playing. E-Blade just feels good. I feel like if we continue to play this patch, others would start to copy the E-Blade build, and eventually it would get nerfed, but maybe it will stay the same. Maybe he'll receive the buff on the item. Who knows?
Hey, maybe that's why he's trying it out. He knows something we don't. Maybe E-Blade's getting a few changes in the next patch. It's probably going to be a big old patch coming through. Hopefully, when all these games are finished, Valve watching, patiently waiting for Dota Pit to end up their matches.
I mean, Valve before didn't care too much about it. They dropped a patch during one Dota Pit, if I remember correctly. and before one Dota pit. That was actually the first Dota pit that I worked, where like I knew the meta, I know everything was what was being played. I did preparation, then the patch drops. I'm like sitting in the car driving. I was not driving. I was driving in a car and just reading through the patch notes. I was like, man, this has to feel bad. This is my first gig, gonna look stupid, and I still look stupid like 4 years later. But
It is what it
still,
is.
yeah, it is what it is. Exactly.
Was that the was it EG Secret Grand Final? They released a patch like Game 2 or something like that in the middle of a LAN event. I remember
could have been.
I remember the old like star ladders and stuff. Like Dota used to have the 2 modes in lobby where you could choose tournament mode, which is like the old patch, and then you obviously had the new live mode as well. No longer have that. We're on live patch no matter what happens. Clock for OG, Doom for Navi.
All right. I don't want to see offlane Doom. Offlane Doom does not put any pressure, so 99% that's going to be like mid Doom. There's already Lena there, so I don't think you can flex Doom to position 4.
5 seconds.
So maybe the Iceberg Hero, get that early phase drums BKB that we've seen come sprinting forward like pre 15 minutes on the Doom as OG respond with a Thompson Monkey.
It would be banned out. So this is a matchup that I've seen in the last month, a lot of Doom mid, and he lost the lane completely against the Monkey King, against Viper, and I believe there was one more hero where he was pushed out completely. Maybe Lesh, not sure.
And Monkey King's not afraid of buying an MKB, it's like a third item either, right? Still a pretty good pickup for him against that PA.
So much team fight already from OG. And their heroes are very maneuverable. Like you have dive, everyone has some kind of a gap closing ability. Hook shot, Monkey with the tree dance and the tree dance. What is tree dance? Magnus with the skewer. So they need to be careful. Like there's no real team fight yet from Navi. When we're talking about like the mid game fights, it's gonna be tough. They go with Oracle. All right, they will purge off Monkey's Jingu. They can purge off the Empower, which is pretty big.
Fiery Spirits as well. If you try to focus the egg, you can dispel with that Fortune's End. Also, disarm with Fate's Edict onto Monkey King, who's very reliant on that burst of attacks early on in the fight to try and build up the Jingu stacks. Oracle can definitely undo his early efforts. Taking out the Slark as well, and the Mars that you mentioned, that team fight that Na'Vi do require. They need one ability that's a big circle somewhere on the map that they can actually gather people in, herd them into the ulti.
I mean, it could still be like a safe lane Monkey if the matchup is good, because they have last pick, so they can, flex it, either mid or safe lane. But most likely, it's going to be mid. So Na'Vi also needs to start thinking about off-lane possibility if he is matched up against Monkey King. So I think like Tidehunter is out. Beastmaster comes to my mind, where like you have extra attack speed against the egg. Like the summons work really well. Beastmaster against like Monkey King is good. You can cut down the trees. Oh, another general classic, Pangolier.
Sure is. Yeah, and then just having a Hawk that can scout out Clockwork, Monkey, Magnus. These heroes love playing from fog with the, like you said, the gap close abilities they have. Hide in the trees, then make your jump. Having a Hawk there, that added vision is so good for Beastmaster.
Also, one hero the General really loves to play, that's Void Spirit. That's still available. Like, there are really few players, like 33, he loves the offlane Void Spirit, and the General is the other guy.
Just a little bit of time remaining for Na'Vi. Lots of single target they've got, so they could move around the map and blow up targets. Try and snowball while you're keeping that PA safely guarded in the jungle. And like you said, that Beastmaster, a pretty perfect pick there for them. A pretty well-rounded draft. No AoE team fight, but it looks like they've made up for it in other ways as a Terrorblade for OG. Empowered Terrorblade for ILTW. That's a big boy.
It really is. And where's the AoE against Terrorblade? Like, Phantom Assassin might need to just get Battle Fury in this game. Maybe she was not planning on getting one, but against the TB and the illusions, you also need the scale. So I think you need to get it. Looking like a much, much better lineup from OG. With the TB Monkey, they're like very superior in the team fight.
Yeah, it still feels like they're aiming for a bit more of a later timing around their TB and Monkey King, right? But you've got Empower to accelerate that, make it much faster for them to get to those key items, the Manta Styles, the MKBs if they want to go that direction. And you've got ways to defend them while they're farming. Like the first 3 heroes they picked, very indicative of wanting to take early team fights. When you hit level 6 on No-Tail and Kezu, you know that OG is going to be following Topson, jumping around on the canopy on top of those trees to pick off anyone who's lurking in the shadows. And Na'Vi are pretty squishy early on. Oracle, Lina, PA could get burst pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for Na'Vi in this game. Like, Doom should have a really rough time, but if someone can recover in the jungle, that's him. You know, he gets extra gold, instantly gets that creep, and much easier farming for Doom in the jungle than for some other heroes. So Monkey should have a really good time. I don't think Terrorblade and Clockwork should struggle against the Beastmaster and Lina. Like first 2 waves are kind of secured for Terrorblade. What they can try to do is kill TB, put 3 heroes on the bottom, top, and try to kill Terrorblade while he's in meta. And then he needs to come back to the lane in melee form, and you kind of secure the lane with that move. But let's see what they do.
It looks like they're sending 4 heroes bottom for now, as OG do come sprinting across the map, across the river as well, as Monkey King in courier form. They spot No-Tail and throw a Fortune's End his way. Seb giving a few punches onto V-Tune. There shouldn't be anything coming out of that though. Everyone is going to return back to the Bounty Rune battles, try and secure all that nice early gold for themselves. For now, looks like Na'Vi putting Roger up top. That's going to be paired up with General's Beastmaster. V-Tune PA down there with Always Want to Fly Oracle up against the Kezu Phoenix and that Seb Magnus.
Well, Gary, I have a real question. Is this E-Blade on Monkey King? Because there's literally no synergy on the hero.
Yeah, about that. Not sure it's going to happen. It might, though. It's Topson. Never know. No-Tail and Seb making that concerted effort to push forward for an additional Bounty Rune here. Actually looking to secure it up. OG do take the 2 up top. Kind of unusual. And it does allow Na'Vi to go down bottom for PA and Oracle to take their own ones. I think all eyes going to be on that mid lane. Doom against Monkey King. And Topson already has the Orb of Venom queued up, so you know he's looking for that lane domination early on. And Magnus making the long walk back down to bottom lane, a little bit awkward for him. Kezu's going to get a little bit of bonus experience, though, of course.
You can see Monkey playing aggressively, even with the 4 creeps on a mid lane, but Iceberg did a good job just blocking it completely. Then he was farming underneath the tower.
General. First Metamorphosis and No-Tail there with a Battery Assault, but Roger holds back the TB with a Light Strike Array. General's going to salve back up and get back into that lane. First Metamorphosis is always a pain in the backside to deal with. And then down bottom, a bit of a shift in roles. Usually it feels like we'd see the Phoenix go for this kind of play, but Seb has the boot, so he's going to be dragging the wave.
Exactly. I mean, you also don't mind if Phoenix gets a couple of CS. You're playing Magnus. And look at the... Yeah, I think they're actually swapping. I think this is core Phoenix, because Mag's starting with the boots, and he has Tranquil Boots queued up. This is not the item build that you want to go for, so they swap things around. Maybe they feel more comfortable giving Kezu the hero that he wants to play, you know, and the role that he wants to play, that he's been playing for the last years.
Yeah, at the very least, sharing farm. Seb contesting that wave under the tier 1 tower as V-Tune trying to meet the waves together. Good little move from Always Want to Fly, though, contesting the pull across, but it looks like Kezu has successfully grabbed it. A little difficult here for Na'Vi to actually contest this against Mag and Phoenix as they're both level 2. Dive and Fiery Spirits ready. Looks like Seb just going to keep dragging the waves back. V-Tune will get in there. Oh man, mid lane, 14 and 4 for Monkey King. 7, 8 now for Iceberg. Topson just keeps laying on these Jingu stacks. A threat towards the Doom, but it's also great for Topson to keep the CS going, and he's got boots arriving now.
That's why Doom also bought the boots, so he can try to outrun him.
20 move speed advantage for the Monkey King though still. And then up towards top, No Tail. He's been lurking around, keeps getting clipped by this Roger Lina with the Light Strike arrays.
And bottom lane feels very secured for Phantom Assassin. I think it's really hard for them to get the kill with Magnus, who's position 4, and the offlane Phoenix. There's also a way of dispelling things, like there will be Fate's Edict coming out shortly, and V-Tune has that Ring of Tarask, a bit of a different kind of item build, but just wants to have that HP region in the lane. So top lane, Roger dropping very low.
Oh, it's so close.
So is General.
No Tail with the tower hits, but General's the first blood as ILTW takes it. Terrorblade very happy with that. The second Metamorphosis not only gains him first blood, but there's a triple wave coming. OGA are going to do a massive amount of damage to this tower. And Roger, he can barely drag the wave back with the amount of HP he's got. He will successfully take it away from the tower, though, at least.
Back to the mid lane. Iceberg trying to man up against the Monkey King with the pack leader's aura, but yeah, you can't really do that. Monkey just deals too much damage.
Orb of Venom DD rune. It's time. Topson incredibly strong now
Time to
in this
dive.
lane.
Like he needs to get a point in tree dance, so he can jump on the trees and probably try to surprise him.
Yeah, Seb's also scouting out, looking for any jungle camps that are being stacked, leaving Kezu alone down bottom lane. Dives forward, trying to get some damage onto Always Wanna Fly. A couple more hits here, but he's got Fairy Fire. Backs himself up to the tower. He does have a salve as well. Coming back to V-Tune with this Ring of Tarask, you know, it's, what, 650 gold? And he's buying Battle Fury anyway. Oh, they jump Kezu. That's a good amount of burst damage. The Raindrop's not enough to save him. Level 2 Purifying Flames. Tons of damage with that 180 burst.
Oh yeah, and Phantom Assassin has like 900 gold. I don't think she needs to get another Ring of Health, because farming underneath the tower, you also have Oracle.
The balls are slowing him. He's trapped himself in the cogs, but that means he dies to General. Roger was there with a really nice Light Strike array to allow that to happen and for the balls to catch up.
Whenever meta is down, they should try to play more aggressive. Like, it's a really strong lane. If you get the boar slow, it's a kind of a guaranteed LSA stun.
Trying to play on the TB again. Light Strike array's ready. Roger's going for it. They've got LTW stunned up under tower. Pops his wand. Oh, it's just enough to get him into the tree line and survive.
Oh, they might go.
TPing up, Seb's here to save it.
Meg
just the
taking
TP.
it.
Structures are fortified.
Doesn't bother completing. Just the fact that he was potentially going to be there makes Na'Vi think twice.
And back to the mid lane. Iceberg, he found a better creep for himself. Ice armor, he might keep that for a very long time. Like, this is a, I would say, lane winning creep for Iceberg, even though he is, of course, playing with the deficit. Still a way to come back into the game.
Kezu dives. No Tail's rotated. Always Wanna Fly has the Fate Edict on him, and so the magic damage mitigated, but they've got the right clicks they need with 3 heroes there. Decent rotation from No Tail, and looks like Terrorblade's just going to go jungle now with that meta. So they've left the top lane all alone. They've doomed up the monkey mid, though. Seb's come in. Maybe think about a deny. Topson, is he going to be all right? That's going to be a little close. Ooh!
Oh,
down to
9 HP.
Calculated.
That was so close.
He knew what was up, and now Roger's Lina very far forward, cancels the salve with Boundless Strike, and Seb here with Shockwave Skewer. What's he going to do? Dodge the Light Strike array, and Roger's trapped in here. Gets the Courier on his way out, but hits the floor.
Well, you need to make the best out of the situation. I've seen General play a lot of Beastmaster lately, and most of the time he went for like double Bracer Power Treads build into Solar Crest. Now he's going for a book. Like Solar Crest still seems like a very good item. Also potentially like a Crimson Guard. But I like book more here, where you put so much more pressure. Like the mana burn against the Terrorblade, the shared damage in the like with the Clockwork's Battery Assault, the uncontrollable damage. It just sounds really, really good.
Absolutely does. Notel going to push General back. Roger's here for a bit of chip damage, but no real kill threat. They're just trying to make sure that nobody can go and hunt for LTW in that jungle, as the TB does have a bit of catching up to do. He's a good 800 net worth behind the PA right now. But he's got himself a broom handle. Royal Jelly found by somebody.
No one.
Let's
What is
ghost
that
in the
jelly?
game. And which team did it drop for? That's the question. Radiant team. So it was consumed. It's been consumed already.
And
PA
they're
has
fast.
one charge. Doom
These
has
professional
another.
players, they can click fast.
Very quick indeed. Portrait clickers. Monkey King shifts down to bottom lane now, so it looks like trying to match up the Monkey against the PA for a little bit. But it's all the game plan for OG. You're making this barricade between the mid tier 1 and the top tier 1, keeping that top jungle safe. And then once you start to feel a little bit too under pressure, you can then shift that down to the bottom triangle. That's top lane. They do
Roar
start
top.
with a roar. Phoenix down to half HP immediately, and Kezu picked off. Notel's
This
stuck here
should
as well.
be another kill. Like, Notel can try to TP out. Lina has enough for a stun if they get the boar on him. But we'll try to... Okay, they see him. Hawk, scout him out.
He runs straight back into them. He knows he's dead. The Necrobooks were following him, so trapping them in the cogs for a little bit.
And this is
Sandwiching
also a
inside.
free tier 1 tower now. Like, with 2 points in aura, like, they should be able to push it out. Like, who's TPing top? It's Phoenix. But they need to bring one more guy if they want to defend this.
Yeah, maybe Seb. He did just empower the TB, and he makes that shift I was talking about. Feeling a bit too pressured up top. Farm through the triangle, which is being stacked for him. Looks like Seb's just going to hold mid, try and get towards level 6. I keep
There's the
thinking it's
clockwork
a...
rotation.
Keep thinking it's a POS 3 mag, so I'm like, yeah, they'll have RP soon, but he's still level 4. And Clockwork level 4 as well, as Iceberg's first real rotation with the phase drums comes to naught.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Monkey down bottom, facing off against V-Tune. He's 1v2ing and holding the lane quite nicely on his own, but Thompson's dropped from the top net worth now to 3rd. Jumps always want to fly. Primal Spring onto his head. He's got Fate's Edict in a second here to block the damage and stop the physical attacks from Thompson. He just quickly Fortune's End and hits with a Light Strike
LSA
Array from
barely
Roger.
connects.
Good rotation, but the Boundless Strike comes through with the Jingu stacks, and now Rogers is the one in trouble, but another Light Strike Array is coming. The Wukongs, Golden Dragons, all surrounding Na'Vi now as Notel comes down. They've zoned them away. V-Tune and General here, they've got a Roar to play around with, and they might
No
want to
boots.
make the move, but yeah, he can't catch up. You're right, there are no boots on General.
He's bringing Necro 2 recipe, so if he had boots there, I think that's a kill, but okay. A bit disappointed that Monkey King is not going for E-Blade this game.
Dire's middle tower
Are you,
is
though?
under attack.
What kind of disappointed are you?
Well, the thing you can do, like you can rush E-Blade, then you get Nullifier, and you remove, like, I don't know, I'm just theory crap. It's stupid, Gary, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yep. Just E-Blade yourself. E-Blade the raw target. So that PA can't kill you. Look at this smoke from Na'Vi. They were only 1,000 range off to the left-hand side, and they smoke into the bottom lane because the Invis Doom finds the ulti onto the Monkey King. Also trying to focus No-Tail at the same time. Separate targets here as Na'Vi looking to slay Thompson and pick off No-Tail. Smoke pays off wonderfully for them, and they can now push into Tier 1 here as well.
Meanwhile, all that's happening, TB is just farming in the jungle. He's level 10. Is he the... Yeah, he's the highest level hero in the game. Dragonlance already completed, so extra range, some good stats. Hawk scouting out any TP rotations on tier 1 tower. That's a book 2 done. I still feel like they can't fully commit to get this tower.
Even popping the drums to run away. Hook shot misses from No-Tail. Trying to catch the stragglers there. And PA has a lot of free room top now. Seb can't really contest her up in that top lane. Trying to rush the Blink Dagger as this Magnus as well. 1,400 gold saved up. We're looking for that big turnaround play with the RP. Oh, another DD rune, but Monkey's not going to get it. Iceberg will gladly take that rune. At the very least, OG do defend the bottom tier one, but now it's that big movement into mid again. Navi bringing numbers, looking for these early key objectives.
Yeah, good rotation from OG where they like pretend they're on the bottom behind TB because that's something that you would expect, and instead they smoke on the mid lane. I don't think you want to go in general. 2 mangoes, Roar is ready. Yeah, he doesn't even pop the Roar here. It's a position 5 clockwork.
Yeah, no tails down. Obliterated as they try and play on to always want to fly. He's Fate's edicted himself up. They get the Oracle, and maybe Roger now. Dived on with the Fiery Spirits. Lina burnt to a crisp. They're even going to RP for it. Seb, dearie me. Made damn sure the Lina died. 2 for the price of 1 and defending the tier 1 tower. OG definitely making a statement here that they're not giving these objectives away for free, but it's a lot of room still. VTune gets complete free farm. Now TPing into mid. VTune wants to fight into this. Thompson's got no mana left. Sitting around half HP. They don't really have a great way to start unless the Doom. 3 seconds cooldown. Cogs there to block them back. Try and break through now as the TB looks to escape, but the Doombringer's in. Now he's out. The Sunray has made sure, thanks to Kezu, that Navi can't give chase.
Yeah, in and out. These are my favorite burgers whenever I visit the States. Have you tried those, Gary?
Yeah, the burgers are pretty good, but the fries are really, really awful.
I mean, if you have fries delivered anywhere, they're not going to be that good unless you live near the restaurant.
I've been to the
double animal style, no pickles. That's my go-to.
Extra pickle. Give me the pickles. I love the pickles.
I love the pickles, but in the hamburger, I kind of want to feel a different taste. Monkey on the bottom lane, just scouting things out on the trees. Echo Saber completed.
Rushing Silver Edge against the PA. Spending a lot of time in these trees, and look at that Radiant scan. They know that he's somewhere nearby. Up at top lane, what's happening there? Seb, who's being chased by General, just goes for the quick TP out, buys his Blink Dagger. So we could see OG maybe make a smoke maneuver to get a pick off, ideally on that Phantom Assassin, because she's just finished off Battle Fury. In fact, already has 1,000 gold saved up as well. They're still pinging out for where this Monkey King is. Roger waiting very patiently.
Yeah. This Doom mid, like, his main target is gonna be Terrorblade, so he can't pop the Sunder, maybe in certain situations. Monkey King, OG doesn't have that real save. There's Phoenix Sunray, which is a heal, so that's great, but still feel like that's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, maybe a play on top. Well, definitely a play on top. Diving forward, Kezu finds the Beastmaster, and there's the Blink RP, revealed out by Seb. Jumping forward, the Monkey King will slice him into pieces with big old staff, and the Terrorblade's there just to say thank you, team. The Creep Wave, the Empower, lovely farm for me. 7-7, Navi still in the lead net worth-wise.
Doom has a lot of farm, but a bit under-leveled. Like, he's the same level as Phoenix, which is kind of weird. Maybe he's not low level, maybe Kezu's high level for this stage of the game.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit that way. As a hook shot, catchers always want to fly. Straight onto the Oracle, but he's, again, got the Fate Edict and maybe a false promise if he really feels under pressure. Doom doesn't want to ulti this Clockwork because they've got the big crits from PA to secure the kill anyway. Oh, they want to get Phoenix, do they? Okay, Kezu dives down to the low ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And OG definitely looking for that real big timing around Silver Edge. They've got Blink RP, the Terrorblade's going to have himself Sanjin Yasha soon. So not only are going to be outputting a lot of damage, but they're going to be incredibly tanky as well.
Yeah, and he's not going for BKB, just wants to get like the status assistance items, the lifesteal MKB against the PA. There's like no reason to get BKB this game against like heavy physical damage against Doom. You have BKB piercing ability coming out from Beastmaster, so you do not want to go for it.
Yeah, and then you want these items over, like Mantis Guardian as well, for that exact same reason. You want to get these early. You don't have time to go back for any of the other ones. Another nice ancient stack there for ILTW2. You got a Grove Bow. Great item on the TB. Magnus doesn't have RP for another 20, so V-Tune pretty comfortable to shove the wave all the way to tier 2, then back to his triangle. As NAVI may look for a smoke out from mid. That's why No Tail's rocket flaring in there, wondering where exactly this trio of heroes are hiding.
And there is the smoke that you just mentioned. I feel like they need to take a fight. Doom just got the level 2 ulti. He didn't actually go for it. Interesting. Took a second point in Infernal Blade. Maybe they feel like if I use ulti on him, that guy's dead anyway with the follow-up.
Yeah. General's breaking all the trees down bottom lane. I'm trying to find the Monkey King, but to no avail. As Lina has Yules, aiming for Ghost Scepter next. Yeah, I think you're right. Na'Vi should be feeling pretty damn strong here.
Navi's showing 3 heroes underneath the ward. 4 heroes right now, so OG should try to make use of that and maybe go for either a counterplay or they feel like they can just continue farming safely.
Yeah, it's like Silver Edge and 500 gold. That's probably when Thompson's saying, guys, just wait 30 seconds for me. I'll have that pretty soon. Then we can maybe think about taking a fight.
Let's check the Roche, Gary. See how fast it's gonna drop. Necrobook 3, Inner Beast maxed out. Deso just finished on V-Tune. Like, there's Monkey on bottom, so I feel like Navi's pretty safe about it. Clockwork Rocket will scout things out.
But there's the Doom frontlining, making sure that there isn't any gap close. OG just going to have to give this away to the V-Tune PA. And I feel like that's a real good kind of step ahead from Na'Vi. They know that OG are waiting for that one key item. That's when they want to fight. So we're going to make sure that the big objective that they want to take after the fight, we've already grabbed.
Yeah. If OG were there on time, pretty sure they would take that fight inside the pit. Like, look at their heroes. These heroes wanna engage, like, in these smaller areas. Phoenix, Monkey King, ulti, great setup for Mag's RP. Hook shot misses.
The Doom moved forward, ran back. D-Ward on the high ground there, thanks to the courier with a 2-man, 3-man Boundless Strike with the Wukong's command. They false premise, always want to fly, but Lina getting shredded. A right-click attacks in the cogs, trap them in. No Tails cut them off at the pass and said, no, you are not escaping from me. Trying to burst through the Oracle, still proving a little difficult until Terrorblade gets his hands on him and grabs a double kill.
Yep, ILTW pretty much having a perfect game. 0 deaths, just keeps farming now. 1k gold ahead of Phantom Assassin. Like,
Yeah,
this will be the problem.
Empowered.
Doom will need to somehow manage to get the Doom off before he can get the meta. Now with the Blink Dagger, this is going to be much easier. Still feel like Navi should try and go for more fights. Like, try to get more pickoffs.
Well, they might find one here onto Seb. He skewers through the Roche pit. I think he was looking for bounty runes. In general. He was just waiting up on that high ground for him. Still feels like we've not seen, this RP, Supernova, the Wukong's command all be used together. In fact, have we seen a Supernova at all?
I don't think so.
Well, as he yules up, Light Strike Array to catch Kezu, and they are bursting this Phoenix down incredibly quickly. Can't even dive away. He cast it, but moved about half a centimeter.
And this should be an easy tier 2 tower. OG uses a glyph, but without a Phoenix. He has a buyback and a TP ready. Still Monkey. Where is he? He's TPing. Silver Edge completed.
Yeah, we need these hook shots from No Tail to start landing as well. Invis popped. Thompson spots Roger. Reflection and Boundless Strike. Puts him to half HP, but the hook shot there. They've isolated the PA with a skewer, and she crits down Seb. No Tail's in a bit of trouble too as they're blink forward. Phantom striking into the tier 3s. V-Tune now, though, separated from his team. Needs the backup of Always Wanna Fly, and he'll get it.
Yeah. They know meta's still on cooldown, so they're trying to play a bit more aggressive and very limited vision from OG right now. I actually don't see any observer boards.
No, it's all gone. And then you look at the the sentry boards here from Always Wanna Fly. There's like 7 of them out on the map.
Roar?
They do catch RTW, but that Sanjin Yasha Satanic, that status resistance, makes sure that he pops straight out of it. As No-Tail front lines dive in, Thompson's get blown up. Wait, where did Thompson go? V-Tune says goodnight to the Monkey King, and that Supernova does very little. It zones them out for a couple of seconds, but in they come again. NAVI, ready to strike. Jump from Iceberg, aiming for Seb. OG have fallen back enough. The RP skewer to the high ground. They've got the Doom BKB, though, as the Terrorblade. You'll stop into the air, and they've got the save onto Iceberg. NAVI do give up the Lena kill, but she trades, at least for No-Tail.
Meta popped, Always Wanna Fly, needs to hide underneath the Shadow Amulet, skewer back, but
There's
another Shadow Amulet.
And now
not
General.
fast enough.
Iceberg kills off Seb, but General, oh, so close to death, 30 HP as V-Tune comes in again. Iceberg with the Infernal Blade, Sunder's ready, turns back onto V-Tune, but RTW doesn't have the MKB yet, struggling to do damage onto the PA, and they've still got this Infernal Blade going. Doom retreating, the final touches, RTW gets a double kill, and he keeps on whacking into the PA.
Oh man, LTW is he's huge right now. Like look at his item build. Satanic, yeah. That also kind of saved him in the previous fight. That 44% status resist that you get from SNY and Satanic, and now he will start to get the damage item. Like that
Thompson?
MKB. Scotty, when it comes, Thompson wants to get the kill on PA, but she just jumps out.
Spends the Wukongs. That's been pretty good, though. OG, you know, kind of breaking even in team fights while Aegis is expiring in 10 seconds. NAVI weren't able to get either of the bottom towers, top tier 2 still standing. And OG are back out on the map, keeping this Terrorblade in contention as he's top of the net worth now, not a single death on RTW.
Aegis reclaimed. Thompson might decide to go for PA now. Let's see.
A little bit spooky with Beastmaster and Oracle nearby.
Hawk.
Maybe clear that next wave.
Hawk will scout him out if he jumps one more time.
Ooh, it's close. And clears the wave, though. But I've got to say, RTW, definitely some great performances here in Dota Pit. I think his first match when he was standing in for OG looked a little bit shaky. But since then, he has been hammering it home.
Yeah, mid one, you know, watching the game.
Sweating.
Kind of sweating, yeah.
Thompson, you are a cheeky devil. Nice, bound to strike, catches General, actually. But the Hawk's coming. Silver Edge there, jumps down off the trees.
We'll get the courier. He'll go for it.
No.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was sure he would as well, Lacoste. I was damn sure he would go for it.
He's gonna hit that courier and jump on the tree.
Yule's catch on Seb. And there's the PA. Slaying the Magnus. Dive away from Kazu. They've got RTW on the high ground here, but that's that long-range jump. Level 15 talent, giving the cast range
MKB
for PA
completed on LTW. They need to doom him. Like, they need to go for him full force. Otherwise, he can just stand his ground and take a fight.
Yeah, because he's got that Satanic MKB, and look at this PA being shredded already. The TB pop meta, Wukong's comes, the Boundless Strike cancelled out by the Yule Scepter though, and they save Roger, but look at the damage! Always Wanna Fly, slain by the Monkey King. General on the high ground, thinking about the raw play, but Doom has gone for this long, super long wraparound, and he's nowhere nearby to actually kick off a fight.
And he's being pinged out. Thompson saw him. Like, he saw the glimpse with that high ground ward that they have.
Yeah, you were talking about the lack of vision. Now, all of a sudden, OG have this nice line of wards. Would like to have one over in this area somewhere, because Roshan potentially spawning in a minute. And ILTW is one seriously beastly Terrorblade right now. Scardy's queued up next, but if they can get him Aegis Cheese, this could be a door closing for NAVI.
It seems like they don't have the timer on Roche. Like, it may respawn in 30 seconds.
Thompson, careful. That level 3 Necro book from General. Stopped in his tracks with a boundless strike, the incoming dive and the RP. Catching the Beastmaster, great pickoff. Na'Vi now fighting under the Supernova as the BKB from V-Tune is trapped inside the cogs. The Terrorblade just whacking into him even without meta.
Oh, the stun's gonna connect on
with a stun from the Supernova, and they force the false promise onto V-Tune. Escape with the PA and give up, always want to fly, but in comes Doom. He dooms up the Terrorblade, but where's the PA? She's nowhere to be seen. They can't actually push damage forward. They've wasted this initiation, and RTW's godlike, securing kills with his illusions. V-Tune has got to satisfy himself with a kill on Seb.
And because of that status resistance, like, Doom doesn't last that long, so, like, it just expires so quickly.
Oh,
they were not on the same page. They needed V-Tune to jump in, but he was at, like, 600 HP. There was a healing salve running with Oracle ulti, so he was afraid to go back in.
Dire's top tower.
Roshan, let's see the
also-
spawn. Minute and 20 seconds. What's interesting, Gary?
Under attack.
with the PA's item build, okay, you're going to kill No-Tail there, but no lifesteal, no Satanic. You've got an
She
Oracle
has
on your
Vampire
team.
Fangs.
Is that enough?
I see AC in quick buy against Monkey, against TB to tank up the team.
Oh,
Yeah,
Paladin
there's the
sword.
lifesteal. Like,
There we go.
you don't need to buy items if you're blessed by Gaben.
Ignore me then, from interesting to boring in a matter of seconds, as Iceberg potentially dead in a matter of seconds. Shockwave back, forced to BKB, they yules up that ILTW TB and skewering Roger back into the waiting arms of him. Monkey King's trying to move forward, but General's here waiting to strike. They just pick off the Lena and continue the beyond godlike streak on the TB. Rocket Flare, jump forward from Thompson. Oh, always want to fly.
Even
Jingu
though
plus Boundless.
it's a 6k gold lead, for Navi, it does not feel like that. I feel like OG is in full control of this game. Also, like Seb, he's not afraid to take out one target before the fight starts, then like wait to initiate with another Scourge. He just RP'd Beastmaster. Not sure if he can know that Beastmaster has or doesn't have
RP.
a buyback. There's the
And the hookshot
RP.
skewer, taking the PA back under the Supernova. And BKB TP, nothing to cancel that, is there? So, RP and Supernova while Seb dies, but Roshan opens up for OG here. Oh, Navi not going to be in position, are they? They'll try and gather up mid, look to smoke, and maybe get themselves into the pit.
Doom is ready.
Roshan's half HP. Lacoste, this is going to be a close one. TB does so much damage and good cogs from No-Tail. PA jumps in, the Sunray comes and the Wukong's command. Fake pumping it out, Aegis grabbed by LTW as they do Wukong's now, forcing Na'Vi back and killing General's Beastmaster in a blink of an eye. PA with a crit, now the Light Striker A hits, No-Tail. He's still looking
too much
pretty good with the
slow.
Essence Ring, and they've slowed down Roger for another double kill. Monkey King, he wants always want to fly, but I think TB's going to claim it for himself. A triple for your Terrorblade. LTW 13-0-4.
Beastmaster try to go for a risky play. He uses Roar, tries to pick up Aegis and Cheese. At least one of those would be good, but the status resistance kicks in and doesn't get any. So TB in full control of this game. 24.3k net worth on him.
Yeah. He's got enough money for Skadi now. He can start thinking about selling the Dragonlance and going for these big items. And we really do start to see the real strength of OG's draft. You know, you mentioned it early on with the fact they picked Magnus Phoenix first, the team fights there for them. Wukong's command is also proving to be a pretty
Patch out
big...
Pog.
Kezu. Everyone's alt-tabbing, heading to Twitter and Reddit as quickly as they can. Which I'm definitely not doing right now, guys. F5.
I'm checking the Twitter. No, it's not out.
Pudge deleted.
Punch deleted. Yeah.
Do you get many Pudge pickers in your pubs? Because I genuinely haven't seen the hero in like a year. But everyone complains about it.
I do pick Pudge. That's that's it. I'm mad if someone else picks it. Well,
Oh, there's
I
your
mean,
answer.
because people think Pudge just ruins the game, especially if it's
Ooh, Thompson.
position 5 Pudge, let's call it, who doesn't do anything. Thompson just gets deleted.
Seb, skewering away. Phantom Strike forward. Iceberg wants to keep this fight going. The dagger doesn't finish off Seb. He's close, though. Now he's burnt alive. Infernal Blade doing just enough to take him down. Man, Thompson trying to face off against this PA just doesn't work out when your Terror Blade's nowhere nearby.
TB with that Scotty you just mentioned and has a Paladin sword, ages for 3.5 minutes. Like, they should go for some tier 2 towers. Seb is out in 20 seconds.
Catch onto the mid lane here as No Tail. Laguna bladed. Everyone on OG has buybacks though, not under any immediate threat. And they keep, that cheese and Aegis.
I feel like they should have go for more fights every single time Doom was up. Try to, invade the jungle, go for that Terrorblade. And they never did that. Terrorblade's still sitting at 0 deaths.
Yeah, Iceberg's had like a decent game in terms of him individually, but overall, team-wise, it feels like he's been a little bit lacking. And he's keeping the ice armor, which you said he's probably going to keep for a while, but would you like to see him swap to the Centaur Stomp?
Not really. Against the status resistance, that's really not gonna do that much. Ice armor, you get so much more value out of it.
Dire are scanning.
Fair enough.
Radiant's bottom
Dire
tower
scan,
is under attack.
not connecting.
Dire's
OG have
top
cleared up the
tower
bottom
is
tier
under
2.
attack.
Sitting behind that Terror Blade. V-Tune's PA TP's down there.
Has fallen.
Navi also control the outpost.
Is under attack.
PA hit level 25.
Oh my god.
Full AC, the damage
Oh
on
my
tower.
god! Thompson, he's forced to cheese and he's gonna die anyway! V-Tune with a swift BKB afterwards and then top lane's being shoved by General. Oh, this is getting interesting now. Clockwork has to come up here to defend. Roar. General's trying, but the battery assault's stopping him. Quick little Essence Ring, and now Terrorblade's arrival means that General will finally fall. Nothing left on the map for Na'Vi to grab here, as OG have made a hasty retreat elsewhere.
When you were saying OMG, I was like, yeah, that's a hell of a lot of damage on that tier 3 tower.
No, it was
done by
V-Tune.
TB, but didn't realize Thompson was dying. So TB also got his level 25, the extra attack range on meta. Ooh, man, that's gonna be big. Oh, full dataless. Like,
No
where's he
tail.
getting the gold from?
Oh, the first hit bash as well. Dear Lord, V-Tune outputting so much damage. Down at bottom, what's happening to Roger?
Roger just trying to go for solo kill on Seb. Not sure what the plan was.
It's all getting a bit
Like,
scattered
even if you
on this
have
map.
a free Aghanim Scepter, you're still not getting a kill on that Magnus. Which you don't. But there was no
down
follow-up.
HP.
Like, no one was close. Octarine finished on Doom.
Daedalus on the TB.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like, he
And
has
it's
2
lane.
extra items, like Dragonlance and Power Treads, which he's not even using at the moment.
8-slotted Terrorblade on your high ground.
Tower is under attack.
There is no glyph here.
Radiant's
They've just lost the tier 3 straight up. Melee Barracks being focused down. Beastmaster's top. PA's in the triangle. Na'Vi not mounting a defense of their bot lane, just giving it away here for OG. An absolute freebie for them.
And this is efficiency. If you look at Always Wanna Fly's inventory, like, he's keeping Philosopher's Stone. Every single time Trusty Shovel is ready to go, he will dig something, and in the fight, he'll swap in Keen Optic.
The triple item swap. Oh, OG finally claimed the outpost. Make sure there's no backstabs coming. And it's a pretty decent push from General getting onto the tier 3, but
Yeah, he got him real
not
good.
actually, not actually
350
doing any damage to the tower, yeah.
on tier 3 tower. Excellent. Needs to do it like 8 more times, 7 more times, and the tower is gone.
Roar mid. Finds the monkey. Thompson jumped by V-Tune, and there it is. BKB popped. And that's it. Just a quick grab onto Thompson, but Iceberg wants to actually move on to Kezu. Dooms up the Phoenix. Terrorblade turns with the Skadi, slows down the Doom as the hookshot.
Hookshot misses,
slides
but
in
actually
towards the
connects.
back. Catchers always want to fly. Roger trying to stun them and hold them back, and Kezu does die to Iceberg's Doom in the end, and No Tail slain by the Laguna Blade. Now we're in a 3 versus 5. RTW is
crits.
meted up here. OG feels like they want to do something with Metamorphosis, but they're down their teamfight ultis.
He's not afraid. Like, if Seb lands a 2-man RP, they can turn this fight around.
Yules, Light Strike Array as well. Has Satanic, of course, but no Aegis left on RTW as the Metamorphosis is ending.
Navi's respecting the damage coming out from TB. They saw the crit on PA, 1.3k.
Yeah, PA going for Ags next. Orb of Destruction up for V-Tune. Always going to be relying on this, always want to fly save. But I guess there's no one else that the Oracle wants to actually false promise, right? It is a single core lineup at this point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Doom overextends with the Octarine core, Doom cooldown, what, minute and 35 seconds, so not too bad. And he has that quickening charm. Can sell the drum, maybe get something like a refresher. Like, in this case, you would also want to get AC, but Phantom Assassin already bought that.
Cooldown on Devour is pretty nice as well. With the Devour bonus gold. Keeps that income flowing forward, and that's why he's third in net worth. As Monkey King slips down to 5th. BKB Silver Edge, and he's working on an AC of his own. But OG have the green lights, all ultis ready. Fast spawn on Roshan, 35 seconds. And they want to try and get back down into the bottom lane. But a good Radiant scan does scout somebody moving into the area. Topson. Silver Edge, shuffle forward. V-Tune's here, blurred up. Immediate jump under the vision. They do get the hook shot forward. The RP landing. Topson gets the Wukong command out there as a Sunray on the high ground. Perfectly placed, but V-Tune's died already. RTW just whacks him a couple of times, and the PA's gone with no buyback now. And OG with a still beyond godlike Terrorblade, healing up Topson. That Doom means nothing.
Yeah, they kind of fell for that bait. Topson got solo killed multiple times, so they probably thought, yeah, he's alone once again, you know, just doing the Topson things, but OG was ready to back him up this time. Good RP. Yeah, they can go and try to end the game. Phantom Assassin does not have a buyback. She needs 500 gold. That's game, Gary. Like, I don't think there's any kind of counterplay they can do with these 3 heroes.
Doesn't look like it. Perfect bait from Topson. Perfect RP and a great supernova. Now Skewer back, trying to land. They do catch Seb with the Laguna Blade there, but the hookshot comes. Sunrays burning through Na'Vi, and they buy back Mag now as Doom is isolated, caught, and killed. Iceberg has to pop his own buyback, but the Terrorblade is once again working on the tier 4s, and these buildings are coming tumbling down. ILTW 16-0. Absolutely unstoppable with a rapier on your Terrorblade.
Doing too much damage.
Slaughtering the structures, and Thompson's frontlining for him. The next level play as Roger falls. Iceberg's got nothing left to give. Always want to fly is on the run back, and that is it. Game 2 goes to OG.
OG with the much superior team fight. They were relying so much on ILTW to get the farm, and he did. Like, he was carrying them hard in this game. He ended the game with 0 deaths, 16, 0, and 6. Pretty awesome, if you ask me.
Massive performance from RTW, really stepping up here. Stand-ins for OG, Kezu, and RTW, and still pulling out a performance like that against Na'Vi. That was V-Tune's first death of the game there, at the very end, without buyback,
no buyback,
which actually caused the loss. Very unfortunate for him. But I think you're right.